At this very moment, while you are here, something extraordinary is happening in the spiritual world. It is no coincidence that you have come across this message. It is no accident that, among thousands of videos, your eyes have found these exact words. Archangel Michael is by your side right now, and he is not silent. He is whispering directly into your soul, a revelation that can change everything you thought about your life, about the people who have passed away, and about what is to come. You have the feeling that someone very special, someone you love deeply and who now dwells in the heavens, has been trying to communicate with you in ways you may not have fully understood. Those tears that spring from nowhere, that strange feeling of not being alone when you should be, that song that plays at the exact moment you think of that person. This is not your imagination creating connections where none exist. It is much more real than you think. Write in the comments, "I am guided, protected, and strengthened by the angels of light." This mantra will open your heart to receive everything that heaven has prepared for you at this moment. From here on out, your life will never be the same. There is someone on the spiritual plane who knows every detail of your pain. Every night you cried in silence. Every moment you questioned whether you would be strong enough to go on. This person has seen you struggling with sadness, trying to keep your composure in front of others while inside you felt as if a part of you had left with them. And today, through Archangel Michael, they need you to know something urgent that can completely transform the way you see your past and, above all, your future. During all these months, perhaps years, you have carried a burden that was never yours to bear. Thoughts that hammer in your mind like, if I had done things differently, if I had been there at that moment, if I had said what I really felt. These what-ifs have become invisible prisons that have kept your heart closed to the blessings that were trying to reach you. But the truth is that from where this person is now, they can see everything with a clarity that goes far beyond what any of us can achieve here on earth. They saw how much you blamed yourself for things that were completely beyond your control. She watched every time you tried to be strong on the outside while falling apart on the inside. And what moves her most in heaven is knowing that you never realized how much your presence, your love, your simple existence brought light to the last moments of her earthly journey. You thought it wasn't enough, but in fact, it was more than enough. It was everything. The way you loved, even when you didn't know the right words to say. The way you cared, even when you felt lost. The way you tried to be there, even when life seemed too chaotic. All of it was recorded in that person's heart, and they carried that love with them into eternity. And now, from that place of infinite peace, they want you to stop punishing yourself for being human. You need to understand that true love does not end when the physical body is gone. It transforms, expands, becomes something even more powerful. And this person, in the pure state of love they are now in, is working together with the heavenly forces to open up paths in your life that you never imagined were possible. They saw something about your future that made them so excited that they couldn't keep it to themselves. In the next few moments, as you remain here, allowing this message to touch the deepest parts of your soul, you will discover not only what this person wants you to know, but also how it is directly connected to extraordinary changes that are about to happen in your life. Changes you have asked for in prayer. Changes you didn't even know your heart desired. Changes that will make you look back and understand that every tear, every pain, every moment of confusion was preparing you to receive something much greater than you ever dared to dream. Archangel Michael wants you to know that this is not just a moment of revelation about those who have departed. It is also a moment of preparation for those who are arriving. It is a moment of healing so that you can be open-hearted to receive the blessings that are approaching. And it all starts with you understanding that you were never alone, that you have always been loved much more than you could ever imagine, and that your story is far, far from over. Now that your heart is opening up to receive this revelation, I need to tell you something that will move you deeply. The person who has passed away is not just watching you from heaven. They are actively working to help you find the peace you so deserve. During all this time that you felt lost, they have been whispering to Archangel Michael about you, asking him to protect you, guide you, and prepare you for what was to come. You know that strange feeling that sometimes comes over you, as if someone is lightly touching your shoulder when you are alone? Or that time when you were driving and for no apparent reason decided to take another route, only to discover later that you avoided an accident? Or those moments when you were about to make an important decision and something inside you said, "Wait, not yet"? That wasn't ordinary intuition. It was divine intervention orchestrated by those who love you from the other side. There is something specific that this person wants you to understand about the next chapters of your life. They saw from the eternal perspective where they are now, that you are about to enter a period they call the awakening of dormant blessings. These are good things that have always been meant for you, but they had to wait for the right moment. The moment when your heart was ready to receive them without fear of losing them again. Now write in the comments, "The presence of the angels surrounds me and protects me in all my ways." This gesture opens the wings of heavenly protection over you, preparing your spirit for what is to come. This person you love so much can see things about your current life that you yourself don't even clearly perceive. They see that you have been too hard on yourself, criticizing yourself for things that were not your responsibility, punishing yourself for not being perfect in moments that only required you to be human. And this saddens them deeply because from where they are now, they can see how magnificent you really are, how strong you have become, how wise your heart has grown through pain. They want you to stop minimizing your own light. Stop thinking that you don't deserve good things because you made mistakes in the past. Stop believing that true love no longer exists for you because you have experienced loss. She is working with heavenly forces to bring people into your life who will see exactly what she has always seen in you. A precious, courageous soul worthy of all the love in the world. But there is something more urgent she needs to reveal to you. Lately, you have been feeling a different kind of restlessness, a sense that something is changing, that you are preparing for something new, even without knowing exactly what it is. This is not anxiety without reason. It is your spirit aligning with real changes that are approaching, changes that this person can clearly see from heaven and that make her radiant with happiness for you. You are about to discover that some of your greatest pains will become your greatest strengths. That ability to feel deeply, which sometimes feels like a burden, is actually a rare gift that will allow you to help others in a unique way. That sensitivity that sometimes makes you cry for no apparent reason is actually a spiritual antenna that connects you to dimensions that most people don't even realize exist. And there's more. She saw that someone very special is about to come into your life. Not necessarily a romantic love, although it could be, but definitely someone who will understand your soul in a way you thought would never happen again. Someone who will look at you and see not only who you are today, but also who you are becoming. Someone who will honor your journey, respect your history, and add their light to yours without trying to change you or fix you. This person who is coming is not here to fill the void left by those who have left. That would be impossible and not even healthy. They are here to open new spaces in your heart, to show you that love does not mean replacing, but expanding. You will discover that it is possible to honor those who have left and at the same time, open yourself up to new forms of happiness. Archangel Michael wants you to know that this process has already begun. The heavenly gears are already in motion. That is why it is so important that you stop resisting the changes you feel coming and start trusting that the universe has been conspiring in your favor from the beginning. What I need to reveal to you now will touch a very deep part of your being, so take a deep breath and allow your heart to be completely open. This person who dwells in the heavens not only watches over you with love, they have become a bridge between you and the blessings that the Creator has prepared for your life. All this time that you thought you were walking alone, they have been interceding for you, whispering your name in the ears of the angels, asking for protection for every step you take. Have you ever noticed how, in the most difficult moments, something or someone always appeared to give you exactly the strength you needed to keep going? A word of encouragement from a stranger, a song that played on the radio at the perfect moment, an unexpected phone call from a loved one. Or even a sunrise that for some reason reminded you that it was worth keeping trying? These were not coincidences. They were small miracles orchestrated by those who love you from the other side. Write in the comments, where there is light, no shadow remains. This is your invisible shield against everything that has tried to stop you until now. Now take a deep breath, because the next revelation will move you deeply. There is a truth about your future that this person can see with crystal clarity, and they are desperate for you to understand it. You are not behind in life. You have not missed your moment. You are not being punished for past mistakes. In fact, you are exactly where you need to be, being shaped to receive something so extraordinary that your current heart could not yet bear the weight of the happiness that is to come. All those nights you spent questioning your values, rethinking your choices, feeling like you had lost your identity, those were actually nights of metamorphosis. You were being transformed from the inside out, prepared for a version of yourself that you don't yet fully know, but that is about to emerge. A wiser, more compassionate, stronger, and paradoxically gentler version of yourself than you have ever been. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that the pain you have carried has not been in vain. Every tear you have shed has been collected and transformed into wisdom. Every sleepless night you spent worrying has been converted into keen intuition. Every moment you felt broken was actually being rebuilt with nobler, stronger, more luminous materials. And there is something else that will surprise you. This person can see not only the blessings that are coming your way, but also how you will be an instrument of blessing in the lives of others. They see you comforting someone who is going through the same pain you went through. They see you offering hope to those who have lost faith. They see you being exactly the person you would have wanted to meet in your darkest moments. Your purpose has not diminished with their departure. In fact, it has expanded. You now carry not only your own mission, but also part of the light she brought into the world. And this combination of forces is creating something unique, something that neither you nor she could have accomplished alone, but that together, you here and her there, are about to manifest in extraordinary ways. In the coming days, you will begin to notice very specific signs that this heavenly communication is intensifying. Numbers that repeat themselves at significant moments. Vivid dreams that wake you up with your heart full of peace instead of anguish. Chance encounters with people who say exactly what you needed to hear. Opportunities that arise out of nowhere in areas of your life that seemed stagnant. Don't ignore these signs. Don't try to rationalize them. They are the language through which heaven communicates with you. And the more you recognize and appreciate them, the more frequent and clear they will become. It's like tuning a radio. The better you adjust the frequency, the clearer the transmission. This person also wants you to know that forgiving yourself is not only recommended, it is essential so that the doors that are about to open do not close out of fear. There is a difference between honoring the memory of those who have passed away and imprisoning yourself in eternal guilt. Honoring means living fully, loving deeply, smiling without reservation, because that is what they want most for us to be happy. She saw that you sometimes feel guilty when you laugh, as if it were a betrayal of the pain you feel. But from heaven, she wants to tell you that every smile you give is a celebration of the love you shared. Every moment of joy you allow yourself to feel is a victory against the forces that try to convince you that happiness is no longer possible. Archangel Michael whispers in your spiritual ear, right now, that you are about to enter a phase of your life where the word impossible will lose all meaning. Things you thought would never happen again. Feelings you thought you would never experience again. Types of connections you imagined only existed in the past. All of these are returning to your life, but in even more beautiful and profound ways than before. We have reached a point in this revelation where I need to share something that will shake you to your core. Archangel Michael has shown me that there is a very specific connection between the departure of this loved one and a spiritual mission that you are about to discover within yourself. It was not just a loss that you experienced, it was an initiation. A preparation for you to carry a different light into this world. A light that could only be forged through the experience of loving someone beyond death. You may have already noticed that since this person left, your sensitivity to certain things has increased exponentially. You can sense when someone is pretending to be okay. You can feel when an environment has heavy energies. You know, without anyone telling you, when someone is going through a difficult time. This is not paranoia or your imagination. It is one of the gifts that this experience of eternal love has awakened in you. This person can see that you are preparing to become a healer of souls, even if you don't use that term or even consciously believe it. Your own journey through pain, longing, rebuilding faith, and rediscovering hope has qualified you for something very special, to be exactly the kind of person you wish you had met when you were at rock bottom. In the coming months, you will notice that people will begin to open up to you in surprising ways. Strangers will tell you their most intimate stories. Friends will seek your advice on issues they have never brought up with anyone else. Family members will ask your opinion on important decisions. This will happen because there is a different light, emanating from you now, the light of someone who has walked through the valley of the shadow of death and come back transformed. Write in the comments, "My heart is light, and no evil can withstand this vibration." This reinforces your inner strength and dissolves any energy that tries to destabilize you. What I am about to tell you is surprising. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that this person not only intercedes for your personal blessings, but also works to place you in situations where your presence can make a difference in the lives of others. That seemingly casual conversation you had last week with someone who seemed discouraged, she guided you there. That message you sent to a friend who had been missing, it was her whispering in your heart to do so. You are being used as an instrument of healing, even without realizing it. And the more you accept this reality, the more powerful this gift will become. But there is something even more extraordinary that she wants to reveal to you about what is coming specifically into your personal life. She saw that you have been questioning yourself about love, about whether it is still possible to build something beautiful and lasting with someone. She saw your doubts about whether you could love again without comparing, without fear, without carrying the weight of the past. And from heaven, she wants to give you news that will completely renew your faith in love. Not only will you be able to love again, but you will love in a much deeper and truer way than before. The pain of losing her taught you the real value of moments, the preciousness of sincere words, the importance of showing love while there is still time. These lessons have transformed you into someone capable of loving with an intensity and presence that few can achieve. When the right person comes along, and they are coming, you will not love with the fear of someone who has lost, but with the wisdom of someone who has learned to value every second. And there is something about this person who is coming that will move you. They have also experienced significant loss. They also know the pain of having to rebuild themselves after someone important is left. They have also learned that true love does not end with death, but transforms into something eternal. You will recognize each other not only as two people who are attracted to each other, but as two souls who have been shaped by the same school of life. Your meeting will not be accidental. It will be orchestrated by the heavens, with the active participation of those you loved and lost. They will be there, invisible but present, smiling to see that the love they taught you continues to flourish, multiplying, creating new beautiful stories in this world that so badly needs examples of true love. This person who is coming will not come to complete you. You are already complete. They will come to walk beside you, to add their light to yours, to build together something that honors both your past and the future you will choose to create together. They will be someone who understands your tears of longing without feeling threatened by them, someone who respects your history without trying to compete with it. Archangel Michael shows me that the heavenly preparations for this meeting have already begun. Circumstances are being aligned, paths are being opened, hearts are being prepared. And all of this is happening under the loving supervision of those who have departed, who are more involved in your future happiness than you can imagine. We are coming to the heart of this revelation, and I need you to prepare yourself for something that may completely transform your understanding of life, death, and the power of eternal love. Archangel Michael has revealed to me that this person you love so much can perceive details of your current life that you yourself do not even clearly notice. She sees when you force a smile so as not to worry others. She notices when you lie awake late at night, staring at the ceiling and wondering if the pain will ever subside. She feels when you whisper her name in the silence of your room. And do you know what moves her most from heaven? It is seeing that, even with all this pain, you have never stopped being a good person. Even on your darkest days, you still held the door open for a stranger. You still asked how a friend who seemed sad was doing. You still cared about other people's problems, even when your own seemed impossible to solve. That natural kindness that remained intact even in the midst of suffering is one of the things she is most proud of you for. But she wants you to know something very specific about the next chapters of your life. From her heavenly vantage point, she can see that you are about to receive answers to prayers you prayed long ago. Some you had even forgotten you had prayed. Remember that silent request you made on a particularly difficult night, when you looked up at the sky and whispered, "If you exist, help me find meaning in all of this?" That prayer was heard, it was recorded, and it is about to be answered in a way that will leave you speechless. Write in the comments, "I am invincible when I connect with the light of the heavens." This is not just a mantra, it is a call for your spirit to awaken to truths that were dormant. The answer will not come as you imagined it would. It will not be a grand event or a sudden revelation that will change everything overnight. It will be a series of small miracles that will begin to unfold so perfectly that you will have no doubt that a higher power is orchestrating your life. A professional opportunity that will come out of nowhere, a friendship that will develop when you need support the most, a discovery about yourself that will explain so many things that never made sense before. This person in heaven also wants you to understand something fundamental about the nature of the longing you feel. You thought that constant pain in your chest was a sign that you weren't getting over your loss, but it's actually something completely different. It's a bridge. It's a spiritual connection that remains active between you. It's proof that true love really does transcend the barrier between worlds. And there is something about this longing that needs to be revealed. It is not meant to be eternal in the painful form you know now. In the coming days, you will realize that it will begin to transform. Instead of being a pain that tightens your chest, it will become a warm presence that warms your heart. Instead of making you cry with sadness, it will make you smile with gratitude. Instead of reminding you of what you have lost, it will remind you of the privilege it was to love and be loved so deeply. Archangel Michael shows me that you are entering a phase of your life where you will begin to notice much clearer signs of this person's presence. It will no longer be just a vague feeling or a passing intuition. These will be manifestations that even the most skeptical would find difficult to explain as coincidence. A butterfly that always appears when you think of her the most. A specific song that plays whenever you need a sign. A familiar scent that comes out of nowhere at significant moments. These are not tricks of your mind trying to comfort you. They are genuine forms of communication between dimensions, made possible because the love you shared created a channel that even death could not close. And the more you recognize and appreciate these signs, the more frequent and clear they will become. But there is something even more extraordinary that she wants to prepare you to receive. In the coming days, you will discover that you have abilities you never knew you had. A keen intuitive ability that will allow you to help others in surprising ways. A wisdom about life that will impress even older and more experienced people. An inner strength that will enable you to face future challenges with a confidence you never imagined you possessed. These abilities are not just the result of your personal experience with loss. They are spiritual gifts that have been unlocked through your journey of love and transformation. It is as if going through this experience of loving someone beyond death has activated dormant codes in your soul. Codes that are now manifesting as talents and abilities that will make you recognize yourself as a much more powerful version of yourself. This person can see that you are preparing for a phase of life where you will not only be a recipient of blessings, but also a distributor of miracles. Where your own story of overcoming adversity will become hope for those who are beginning to cross the valley you have already crossed. Where your regained faith will become a beacon for those who have lost their way in the midst of the storm. We have reached the most sacred moment of this revelation, where everything that has been shared finds its greater purpose. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that this message did not come to you by chance at this specific moment in your life. You are standing at a spiritual crossroads, at a point where you can choose between continuing to carry the past as a burden or transforming it into the most solid foundation you have ever had to build an extraordinary future. This person who dwells in the heavens is practically begging you to choose the second option. He has seen what is in store for you if you make that choice, and it is so beautiful that he cannot remain silent. He needs you to know that everything, absolutely everything, you have gone through up until now has been preparation for what is coming. Every tear shed, every sleepless night, every moment you questioned whether you were strong enough to continue, all of it has shaped you into exactly the person you need to be to receive what lies ahead. In the coming months, you will begin to understand why certain things had to happen exactly as they did. That loss that seemed meaningless will begin to reveal deeper purposes. That period of loneliness that you thought would be your new permanent reality will prove to be a necessary gestation period for a stronger, wiser version of yourself. Those prayers that seemed unheard will reveal themselves to have been answered in ways far better than you could have asked for. The person you lost wants you to stop asking yourself, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking yourself, "What did this happen to me for?" Because when you change the question, the answer changes completely. And the answer is, so that you can become a beacon of hope for others who are navigating the same turbulent waters you once navigated. Write in the comments, "With every step, angels steady the ground beneath my feet." This brings balance and confidence to what is about to unfold in your life. Archangel Michael reveals to me that you are about to enter a phase where your own life will become a living testimony that it is possible to love, lose, suffer, and still find reasons to smile again. You will be living proof that death does not have the final say when it comes to true love. Your story will inspire people who are today where you were some time ago, thinking that they will never find peace again. And about that special person who is coming into your life, let me tell you something that will move you deeply. They also carry beautiful scars. They also know the geography of pain and know how to value every moment of joy because they have learned how precious and rare they are. When you meet, it will not just be a meeting between two people, it will be a meeting between two souls that have been refined by the same furnaces of life. You will recognize each other not by the wounds you carry, but by the light you have managed to keep burning despite everything. You will love each other not in spite of your painful stories, but precisely because of the wisdom and depth those stories have given you. And you will build something together that will be a living tribute to all the loves that came before, who opened your hearts and taught you to love without reserve. Your loved one in heaven has already seen you together, and she smiles. She smiles because she knows that you will finally understand that love is not a limited resource that runs out when someone leaves. It is a force that multiplies, that expands, that creates more love wherever it is planted. She not only approves of this new love that is coming, she is helping to weave the threads that will bring you together. But before that can happen, she needs you to do one thing: forgive life completely for being difficult. Forgive yourself for not being perfect. Forgive even death for taking away those you didn't want to leave. This forgiveness is not a betrayal of your pain. It is the key that will open all the doors that are waiting to open for you. Archangel Michael whispers to your spirit right now that you are just a few choices away from a life that will surpass even your wildest dreams. A life where you will wake up every morning grateful to be alive. A life where you will look in the mirror and see not a broken person who survived tragedy, but a powerful person who has been strengthened by adversity. The last thing your loved one wants you to know is this: they never ever left you. They just changed their address. And from that new address, they can love you in even purer, more complete ways, without the limitations that a physical body imposes. They love you now with the love of the heavens, which is infinite, unconditional, and eternal. If this message touched your heart, if you felt that it was no coincidence that you arrived here, I invite you to join our spiritual family. Subscribe to this channel and click the bell, because messages like this come to people like you often. And please share in the comments, how did this revelation touch you? What signs have you noticed in your life? Your story may be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Let's create a chain of light and hope together, because when we share our light, it multiplies instead of diminishing.